Hey guys, this is Victor from Vitagenics again, and today I want to speak to you about raw milk confidence. I want to make sure that you know how to know your raw milk is safe. Now, raw milk is inherently safe, but I want to help you to understand that and to check it. Now, if you want to read a lot more information about raw milk, visit realmilk.com. They are responsible for making raw milk accessible to us in the US, fighting to make it legal in every state. And they are a project of the Weston A Price Foundation. And of course, there's more information there. I'll have links to both of these sites in the comments below. So, moving on, simple fact, raw milk is safer than any milk you can get in the convenience store or supermarket or whatever. Raw milk is inherently safe and, of course, nutritious. The reason why I'm talking about it is because it is a superfood and I want to encourage you to get it into your diet. Now, I could talk about the safety facts, but you might not believe me anyway. And so I don't want to try to convince you that it is the safest milk. Instead, I want to give you strategies so that you can make sure it's safe, so that you can feel more comfortable. I want to empower you to feel more comfortable about raw milk safety. Now, I'm not making any promises. Nothing is 100% guaranteed safe, no matter where you live, whether you're drinking water or eating lettuce or raw milk or whatever. Nothing is 100% sure. So, what I'm trying to do is help you increase the probability of getting safer food, in this case, safer raw milk. All right, so let's move on to the next page, and we're going to talk about two different approaches. One, treating the milk or how you handle the milk, certain treatments you can do, just a few simple things. And the other is sort of ways to test the milk to give you an idea of whether or not it's really a safe product, where it's coming from, etc. And when I talk about treatment, I am not talking about pasteurization or homogenization. The goal here is to preserve the whole natural goodness and nutrition of raw milk. Raw milk is a nutritional powerhouse, and we don't want to alter that. So the things I talk about here are not going to reduce the nutrition of the raw milk. If anything, some things will enhance it. Now, of course, you can do both things. You could do something to treat it. You can do something to test to get a better idea about the safety of your raw milk. All right, so one of the things you can do is freeze the milk for 2 weeks. Milk that is frozen for 2 weeks, it's almost like a sterilization. It will basically get rid of all of the bacteria that are in the milk, including the good bacteria. So this is the one thing you'll lose the probiotic aspects of the raw milk, but all the other nutrition will still be there, even the enzymes and such. When storing raw milk in the freezer using plastic or glass, glass is always the preferred storage method. But of course, glass could break in the freezer if you're not careful, so don't fill up your glass jars too much. Be careful with that. The second thing we can do, drink the milk within 3 days of it being retrieved from the cow or from the cow being milked. If you can confirm that, if you can actually go and get the milk from the cow. So the pathogens or any potential pathogens, they have not had a chance to populate or to proliferate in the milk. Because when milk is at its freshest, it has a lot of its own defense systems. So this is one reason why raw milk is inherently safer than pasteurized milk. Because when you buy pasteurized milk, commercial milk from the store, it has no self-defense. Okay, all of its defenses have been removed through the pasteurization process. But raw milk has a lot of self-defenses, and these are very active in the first few days. So drinking the milk at its freshest is your safest bet. Now, of course, raw milk can last a long time in your refrigerator too. That's no problem. So you don't have to worry about it. I don't worry about keeping raw milk for 1 week, 2 weeks, etc. However, again, for you, for your peace of mind, if you're concerned, if you're unsure about your source, just drink it right away. That is the best way to handle your milk. And finally, make kefir with the raw milk. So kefir is a very aggressive group of bacteria and yeast, and they will take over that milk and they will basically displace whatever other bacteria are there, including even the probiotic content of the milk. Some of it gets assimilated because some of it is the same, but others will just be displaced by the kefir, and that includes any potential pathogens. So kefir is very powerful in this situation. Something like using yogurt or other cultures, they're not really powerful enough to displace the pathogens. In fact, if you make yogurt, you know most strains of yogurt, they will recommend that you heat the milk, raw milk first before putting the yogurt culture. And this is because they want you to get rid of the other potential bacteria and cultures that are there so that the yogurt can thrive. But kefir, it will thrive anyway. So this is a good way to treat your milk. Okay, so now moving on to types of testing. And this is kind of a simple thing, you might think, visiting the farm. Whether you physically visit the farm or you visit their website if they have a website, just try to know the farm. Can you see that there is pasture there? Can you see that the cows have access to the pasture, that they're grazing all day? So if you can get your eyes on the cows and on the pasture, this is a huge thing. It's very important because a cow on pasture is a much healthier animal. And if you can see the cow being milked, you can see what the milk looks like coming out of the cow. And it should look clean. You can see the process. Is everything there relatively clean? You know, in nature, I don't mean sterile, okay? We don't have to be sterile. But you can get an idea. You can get a feeling of what the farm is like or the area is like that the cows are being raised. You can see if the cows are behaving well, if they seem relaxed and peaceful and well behaved. And that says a lot, again, about the cow. Now, it might sound silly to talk about this, but a cow that is on pasture has much more powerful biological systems, right? So its detox capabilities are stronger. The ability of its gut biome to recover are stronger, so that if this cow is exposed to any antibiotics or vaccines or pollutants or agrochemicals, etc., its body is better able to remove them, to detox them, to expel them, if it has its natural environment, its natural diet, if it is out in the sun grazing on grass all day. That means the milk that this cow produces is not only so much more nutritious, but it will also be cleaner. Okay? So very important to just know the farm. Check, see what's going on there. All right, the second thing that you can do, you get some of that milk and you clabber it. Just leave it out on the counter and see if it will ferment. Now, this will work if you're getting the fresh milk from the cow and it has not been frozen. So you can't freeze it and clabber it, because the clabbering of the milk requires the inherent bacteria, the bacteria that come with the milk originally, which are part of its defense systems. And those bacteria in the milk will ferment it naturally without adding any other culture. So this is another good check. You can see what's happening, and you can see the quality of the clabbered milk, the taste, the smell, the texture, etc. So if you are familiar with clabbered milk, or you know someone that is, this can give you great insight into the condition of the milk. And by the way, clabbered milk is itself a great thing to drink. It's a probiotic drink. So fermented milk just becomes even more powerful. Other things that you can do to help you check the condition of the milk a bit, making yogurt, butter, cheese. Perhaps you even know a cheese maker. These are things that you can use to give you an idea about the quality of the milk, especially if you do know a cheese maker. Anyone that's familiar with it, they become more sensitive to the qualities of the milk, and they know what good milk smells like, feels like, tastes like, how it ferments, etc. So those are just some other things that you could look into if you have access to them. And finally, I'm going to mention again, make kefir. So I already mentioned this for treating the milk, but also testing. See how the kefir responds. Again, how is the texture, taste, smell, etc. So this is a picture of kefir that is fermenting, and it's it looks quite different. It depends on temperature, etc. You can see the whey starting to separate. There's nothing wrong with that. So you want to ferment your raw milk with the kefir and then see if you get that nice, smooth, tasty, good smelling kefir. It will look like this when it ferments, but then you mix it up and it becomes nice and thick. All right, so those are the two different things that you can do. So you can treat the milk in a few different ways. You can test the milk in a few different ways. Again, simple things that you can do on your own that don't cost you money and that hopefully will give you a lot more confidence in dealing with raw milk. So I want to encourage everyone to drink raw milk because it's one of our most valuable superfoods. It's very powerful, very good for you. And I hope this video has helped make you feel more confident and comfortable in drinking raw milk. Thank you for watching. Have a good day and good luck on your road to wellness.